Hi there, today we'll be looking at SCANOSS Crypto Finder, which is a command line tool that helps you detect and analyze cryptographic algorithms in your source code. In this video, I'll be walking you through everything you need to know from installation to setup to running your first scan and understanding the output. So let's get started. So right now I'm on the actual Crypto Finder GitHub repository, but before we go into the installation steps, let me just explain how it works. First, the Crypto Finder analyzes your project and it automatically detects the programming languages being used. Next, it retrieves the appropriate cryptographic detection rules from the SCANOSS API. These are curated, up-to-date rule sets that know what to look for. Then it uses scanning engines like OpenGrep or SemGrep to scan your code for cryptographic patterns. It then gives you the option to generate a detailed report in two formats. By default, it uses JSON. However, CycloneDX is also available, which is an industry standard cryptography bill of materials. Let's go ahead and install Crypto Finder. Scrolling down the GitHub repository, as you can see, it mentions a number of prerequisites. So we have Go version 1.5 or higher, a scanner such as OpenGrep or SemGrep for running the scans, and the SCANOSS API key. I know it's not mentioned here, however, it is required if you're planning to fetch the rules remotely from SCANOSS. Scrolling further, we can see a few installation steps. Now, if you have Go installed, the easiest way to install Crypto Finder is to actually copy the command here and paste it in your terminal. For me, I'm running Windows, so it'll be in my PowerShell. Opening up PowerShell and pasting in the command and then pressing enter, giving it a second, and it should start installing Crypto Finder. Once you've successfully installed Crypto Finder, you can actually open it up by opening up your terminal and typing in crypto-finder. Now, to actually configure the Crypto Finder with your SCANOSS API key, you have to type in Crypto Finder configure API key and then put in your API key. Press enter and it should say configuration updated successfully. So now that we have successfully configured Crypto Finder with the API key and the API URL, let's start our first scan. To do this, open your terminal and type in Crypto Finder scan. Now, by default, it uses OpenGrep as the actual main scanner. However, I have SemGrep installed, and in order for me to use SemGrep, I have to put in scanner SemGrep, and then after that, put the location of the project. Give it a second and let that run its scan. Looking at the scan output, we can see a summary here mentioning that files with findings found is 1 and total crypto assets found is 6. Then scrolling up, we can actually analyze the findings, and we can see that it mentions the list of cryptographic assets found in the code, including the file number, the asset type, metadata such as how the asset is handled, and each finding references the specific rule that triggered it and its current review status. If you'd like to save the results to a file, you can run the Crypto Finder scan with the output option. You have the option of saving the output as either JSON, which is default, or CycloneDX. If you'd like to save the file as JSON, you type into your terminal Crypto Finder scan output, the file name, and then the location of the actual project you want to scan. If you'd like to save the format as a CycloneDX file, you type in Crypto Finder scan, mention the format, put in CycloneDX, output, the name of the file, I'm mentioning the SemGrep scanner here, and then the project location. If you'd like to enable logging and understand what's happening behind the scenes, you can use the -- verbose option before carrying out your scan. Now, if you'd like to run Crypto Finder with your own custom local detection rules, you can do so by running the following command. Crypto Finder scan no remote rules, rules dir, and the location of your custom rules. Then you point to the project you want to scan. And that's pretty much the Crypto Finder. To learn more about the additional configurations, I recommend checking out SCANOSS Crypto Finder repository on GitHub. Thanks so much for watching.